to show you some ribs that I'm going to cook in the oven on low on 225 all afternoon that we're going to have for supper. I'm going to try to pull them back where you can see them. It's just a small rack. Aren't they beautiful? We had friends that blessed us with a meat box for Christmas, and this is the last of our meat. We had ribeyes and pork chops and hamburger patties and ribs, and could have been something else, I can't remember, but that was such a thoughtful gift. You never think about things like that, but these are the ribs that were in there, and we're going to have them tonight. And so to do ribs, the first thing you do is you want to get that skin that's on the back of that, because that's a little bit tough, and that keeps you from being able to slice your ribs nicely. And so I always just get a paper towel so you can get a good grip of it. See how that's peeling off? It may take more than, sometimes it'll come off in a whole sheet, the whole thing, but this is going to come off in little strips. And so I'm going to pull this off. That's going to free that up to be able to cut it nicely. There's one little strip here we're going to get. Okay, so we've removed that. And so now we're going to season. All right, let me grab a thing. So ribs are really just ever how you like them. I always like to put a little bit of salt and pepper. Now the seasonings I have some spice in it, so I'm not going to put a whole lot. They're going to be the last thing. I'm going to put a little salt and a little garlic powder, and I'm going to do the same on both sides, okay? And then this, I think I commented to y'all when I did the country style ribs in the crock pot that I really like the McCormick sweet and smoky. It just has a really good flavor, and so I'm going to put a lot of that on there because it does have that sweet flavor. And then I have this Kinder's, no, this is Rib Rack, original barbecue rub. And so we're gonna put, I've got several of these, and so I just grabbed the ones that I knew that I liked, and we're gonna put some of that on there. This is what has a little bit of heat to it. And so we're just gonna pat that in there to make sure it stays on, and then we're gonna flip them. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go with a little pepper. Brad really likes to cook ribs, and he'll make up seasonings sometimes to do it, but I'm not that creative. So I'm gonna go back on with some of the sweet and smoky, and then some of the Rib Rack. And we're gonna do that, and we're just gonna kind of pat that in there to make sure. A lot of people are just rub, and I'm sure that's a lot better, but this is kind of what I do. Okay, and so you see that I have them, I'm putting them in foil, that I've got them seasoned really well. Now, this is a trick that I do with my foil. Now if you're wanting to deflect the heat, like if you're putting a tin on it that you're wanting to deflect to keep it from burning something, you would want that shiny side up. But if you want the heat to go in there, you don't want that shiny. So I always make sure the dull side is what is exposed to the heat, because the heat will then, I'm sorry it's making so much noise, the heat will be a lot more intense, and it's not deflecting it with the shiny part. And so see, I have the dull finish. I've wrapped them securely so that I have no juices. Now when I do these for the family, I'll have the big racks, and I'll actually have 2 of these cookie sheets going, because I'll do 2 to 3 of the larger racks when it's all of us eating. But this is just going to be Randy and myself, and we're going to enjoy these for 2 meals, I'm sure. And so I'm putting it in a 225 degree oven, and I'm going to let them slow cook all afternoon. And when I come back and show them to you, I'll let you know how long it took to cook them. The ribs, I want you to see them. I've cut some off so you can see them, but there's the slab. Look how great those look. I cooked them on 225 for a couple of hours, and they were done, but they were not tender. And so I backed the temperature down to 180 and cooked them for another 2 hours. This was a small rack, so you'll just have to adjust accordingly as far as the size of your rack of ribs. And like when I do 3 big racks that I'll do, like for us on Sunday, I will put them in when we go early that morning really, and just cook them on about 225 until we come in after church, and they'll be perfect. But what I did is once they came out, we don't like a lot of barbecue sauce. I took just some of the Kinder's barbecue sauce and put a thin layer, and then took a basting brush and rubbed on there, and then I put it back under the broiler for about 5 minutes to dry that out. We just like that texture of it. Always remember to do the top side up. Don't set your meaty part down because it'll be sitting in all that grease. But this is how they look once I cut them. Look how great those look. And they're Randy approved. He's already eaten one. I tried to get him to eat it on camera and he wouldn't do it. So anyway, but they are so tender. They have a wonderful flavor. Again, this is something that you flavor them with the seasonings that you like. You may just like salt, pepper, and some garlic, but I did the sweet and smoky McCormick's, and then I did that rub or whatever it was. And you know, you can do it kind of heavy. You don't want to do it too much though, but you want to be able to taste it. And then if you like barbecue sauce, put barbecue sauce toward the end, or just do like I did and just put that light layer and dry it out a little bit under the broiler. I want to show you, we eat simple when it's just us. I cook the big meals when the kids are coming and different times, but when it's just Randy and me, he's not hard to please, and we just eat simple. And so I've cubed up potatoes, and you've probably done these before, and I put them in a quart Ziploc bag, and I drizzled olive oil over them, and I just put salt and pepper, and I shook them, and I put them in the air fryer, and I don't know, they probably cooked 15 minutes on 400 to be like this. Sometimes I'll do them a little bit crispier, but we like them like that. I've put Italian seasoning in there. Those again are something that you can season the way you want. But that'll be our good little meal. Braden's with us tonight, and he's gonna try ribs. He's kind of a picky eater, but he's told Papa he'll try a rib tonight, but he wants grilled cheese and tater tots. So Bella's gonna fix him grilled cheese and tater tots. But I hope y'all try this. It's really easy just to stick in the oven and just leave them, and they have a really good flavor. But I hope that you will keep faith in your heart, peace in your home, and good food on your table. I love you, and God bless.